Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, may I have your attention, please? Are you ready to engage in a mind-blowing experience and hear talks about life, technology, entertainment, and business? The next episode of HIPTHER Talks starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi everyone, Zoltan here from HIPTHER Talks. We're back again this week. Today I have a special guest who will be anonymous, and we will call him Techno Prince. There are some reasons behind this secrecy, so I will not take away any time from this because this is going to be a very interesting episode. So since I already have Techno Prince here, I would like to ask him to describe what TOMI is.
Yeah, so first of all, pleasure to be with you. Thank you for having us. So Tomi is an alternative internet network. What this project is trying to do is to give free access to information to places that doesn't have it. So for example, China, Russia, many of the Arab countries, all of them lack the ability to allow their citizens to freely access information. So we know that in China, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all of the news websites, they are blocked. In Russia, everything is censored. In Arab countries, the same. And this is a huge problem. If you believe in freedom of information and in democracy, you gotta let people freely access the information so they can make their own opinions and not censored by their dictators and their governments over there. So the main goal of this entire network is freedom of information and freedom of speech.
All right, so hence everybody will now know why you are keeping this as an anonymous project and not showing yourself. And
so the reason for anonymity is to ensure the continuity of this project. You know, if you will know, there are almost 100 people, 86, 87 people working from 8 or 9 different countries for the last year to create this network. And, you know, until we're live, there's still some degree of centralization when you develop. We are close to a point that we can unlock decentralization from us and be truly decentralized. And in this time, maybe we will reveal some of us. But in order to ensure the continuity, you need to make sure that the team and the developers are safe. And you want to make sure also that people judge the idea based on the idea and not based on the people. We have a lot of great people with us. So this could have been actually a very good point for us, but we want to keep it clean and pure. And this is the best way. And we're only following the footsteps of greater projects in the past.
All right, so that's fair enough. And so let's dive into this. So Tomi is a decentralized autonomous organization, right? So why does it have to be a DAO?
It must be a DAO. It must be a DAO because if you're not a DAO today, then you're centralized. That's the truth. And you know, when I look at our industry, when we look at our industry, it's actually terrifying to see that we speak about decentralization so much, but in reality, most of the projects are fully centralized and most of our assets are in centralized exchanges. We're trying to keep it decentralized, not because it's a fun word to say, because if you want to ensure that this project will remain here and still be alive in 1,000 years, there's no other way You don't want, the system of democracy is not the best system that it's not the perfect system, but it's the best system that is available. Much better than dictator. And when you're centralized, then look what happened with FTX right now, for example.
Yeah.
So we have one bad dictator in FTX, and then you have a good dictator in Binance. But both of them are dictators.
Yeah.
Right? So one is good, there's a good king and there's a bad king, but they're both kings. And we are against this ideology. If you want to be still living in 1,000 years, then you must be fully controlled by the community. And there's no other way to do that other than a DAO. A DAO is the best way to go. It's true democracy. It's true power to the people.
All right. So reading up on the press release you guys had, I read that you were active also on the darknet. And I would like to ask you, what lessons have you learned from the darknet?
Yeah, so we love Tor, and we love the technology behind Tor. But if you think about it, why didn't Tor become a significant part of our daily lives using the network, using the internet? There's two main reasons in our opinion. One is the usability. Okay, so
yeah.
It's really not user friendly. So when you look at the onion addresses, the huge, long, encrypted addresses, the technology is amazing, but it's not usable for a human being. So that's one reason. The second reason, which I think is even more important, is the lack of governance. Censorship, we love saying anti-censorship and uncensored and stuff like that. But if you think about it for a minute, there's a real need for censorship. Censorship doesn't need to be a bad thing. Censorship could be a good thing. Like in the Tor wasn't meant to be a darknet. Tor was supposed to be a free net. A darknet is a term that we use to define them because people that are using Tor today, most of them, are for bad actors. They are terrorists, drugs, violence, pedophiles, bad things that are taking advantage of the Tor system. And we don't want it in the TomiNet. So the TomiNet is censored, but is censored by the DAO through the community, through the DAO. And then you have a network that allows you access to information like we want, that allows you free speech like we want, but it doesn't allow bad actors to take advantage of these technologies for their own use.
All right. So how do you see Tomi helping real-world censorship issues? Because there are some issues. Either way, if somebody encourages censorship, that must be, like you said, decentralized. It must be based on a community, not by a dictator. So how do you see Tomi helping real-world censorship?
Yeah, sure. So I think if we can bring the New York Times information and other meaningful news websites, and we can make them accessible to people in those parts of the world, then we've done a great thing. If we can ensure that people in Russia can know what's really going on in the war with Ukraine, then we've done our duty. So the first focus of the team is right now building the technology. But once it's live, and it's going to be live very soon, once it's live, the focus is going to shift from the technology to the content.
Okay.
And news websites, video websites, and things like this. This is what we want to make sure that no government can block and that anyone can access.
All right. So you are now in the beta testing phase, right?
Yeah, we are in a closed beta right now, using it only with selected community members, but we're going to be live end of December, or maybe because of market conditions, we're going to delay it a bit to the beginning of the year, in January. But most likely, let's say the next month or so, everything is going to be out there.
All right. So, and what are the responses you're getting right now during the beta testing phase?
So, other than many bugs that need to be fixed, the reaction is similar to reactions that we've seen in 2016 when we first used Ethereum.
Okay.
So there was a lot of excitement back then when we thought about the ability and the potential of programmable money and smart contracts. And over here, it's kind of similar. So the community members that are playing with that, they actually see like a parallel universe.
Okay.
When Google.com address doesn't necessarily lead to the Google.com you all know. It could lead to a different website. It's like really there's a feeling of pioneers, of like people that are rebuilding it in the way that it should have been built. Because, if you think about it, the internet was built at the beginning. It didn't thought of the many ways that governments can block it and censor it. I'm sure when Tim Berners-Lee thought about it, he wanted free access for everyone. But the way that he structured that didn't allow it, or doesn't allow it today. So to create now a layer of a DAO that controls this instead of ICANN, and another layer of different technologies that puzzle together this network is very, very exciting to be part of. So we all feel like it's very buggy, it's in the beginning, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And since you mentioned the team, and I know that it's still anonymous, what can you tell us about the team behind Tomi? So maybe some background information about passions of the people, or
yeah. So first of all, I can tell you that I don't know all of them. So it's a team. It's a very unique project because most of us don't know the real persons that we're talking to, because we're all anonymous, even the advisors. Some of us do know some of us because if someone brought me, like for example, I joined a few months ago. So the person that brought me, I can tell you, obviously I know who he is. He's an Asian guy. He's a co-founder in one of the top 20 CoinMarketCap, value by CoinMarketCap. So one of the top 20 crypto projects today, and he's one of the co-founders. He brought me in to this project. So I'm sure that if he brought me in, and I see that the people that I talk to, the level of the professionalism is top level. Most of them, from the people that I've spoken with, are in this industry for minimum 5 years.
All right.
So most of them are developers, but all of them are 5-year plus. And it's very exciting to see and interesting to see how this organization, because there's no company, there's only different teams that are working in different places in the world, and all using Telegram and Proton Mail in order to communicate. But you see that the level of the products are top level. So it's very interesting to see that you can build something that is of quality, even if you don't know each other, even if you're in different places.
But you also have one goal, and
we all are sharing the same ideology. We're all about freedom of speech, freedom to access information, free economy, and the passion for technology, the passion for the ability of blockchain. You know, some of us feel like there's not too many use cases for this technology today. Not for our technology, for blockchain technology. There's so many projects that does the same and the same and the same. But if you look at where my sister, your mother, where can they use blockchain in a way that they can benefit? There's not too many of those. And I think that the industry as a whole and the community, we failed in that. NFT was something that some people liked, but we don't see too many real use cases for this beautiful, important technology.
Yes, exactly.
And over here in Tomi, we feel that this could be a real use case, something that we can really benefit. And blockchain is not the goal. Blockchain is just the mean to provide what we need.
All right. So where do you see Tomi in a year from now?
So I really hope that in a year from now, the TomiNet will have enough content. So if you create this beautiful technology, and you have users and you have crypto users, that's very nice. But the real success will actually be if your system would use it. And not regarding the token, forget about the token. The token is just part of the system. If your system will use it in order to access information, if people in China will use it to access YouTube, if people in Russia will access it in order to consume news that is uncensored, then it will be a great success. And I think that in a year, we should be in a place that there's hundreds of websites that are utilizing this technology.
All right, that's a good good mission. So one more question before we wrap up is that will the progress of the project be affected by the current market situation?
It shouldn't. I actually believe there was a lot of discussions regarding the release date. It could affect the release date because we do initially lean on the crypto community. Obviously, in the long term, it shouldn't be related in any way. But some of us, including me, believe, and we voted on this, that actually those are the times to build. Those are the best times to build. Right now, with everything is bad, when everything goes south, when the markets are red and people are worried, this is the time to really build strong. You know, if you're building a meme coin, then that's not the time for you.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if you're building a real technology project, that's actually the best time for you. You know why? Because you can hire more people and cheaper. It will cost you less money to hire good people. And if you're about the ideology behind it, then the time shouldn't matter. Good market, bad market, you have a goal.
All right. So thank you so much for your time today. I hope our listeners have enjoyed this session and look forward to browsing the internet throughout TomiNet. And thank you so much, Techno Prince. And if you want to have some closing words.
Sure. So thank you for having me. And again, I joined the project a few months ago. You can check it out in Tomi.com. And soon you will be able to download a browser that will give you access to the TomiNet. I'm welcoming and inviting everyone to join this. I think it's important for the industry and it's important for the people in those places that I described before. And if you share the ideology of free speech and freedom of information, then I'm inviting you to join us. There's many, many ways to join this project, just like I did. And I wish good people and good, smart people from the industry will help this effort.
All right, so you heard it. You can just go to Tomi.com and you can hear more, find out more about this. So thank you so much for your time, and just hit that subscribe button to hear more talks like this. Thank you so much.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you for joining. Be sure to check back next week for the next HIPTHER Talks and subscribe on Amazon Music, Overcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and Pandora.